This is the future.
As you might recall, there was a Reddit post regarding a leak on possible reward in the Duviri Paradox update. We will not just be getting a Duviri bow, but a whole lot of goodies that lead to a new system in Warframe, some sort of an in-canon system for weapons, and the Duviri Paradox update holds this thing called in-canon adapters that let us evolve our favorite weapons. We still don't know the extent of this new weapon evolution system, but we know that it will let us evolve primary, secondary, and melee. In terms of weapon variant, like those Kuva and Tenet, well, we don't have a clue yet if those are included in the new system. Also, I'm assuming prime variants would be involved in this new weapon evolution system, and each weapon included has its own unique evolution included. Aside from that, we know nothing else about the new weapon evolution system, but all will be revealed in the next dev stream. Along with the weapon evolution leak for Duviri Paradox are what seem like Drifter skill sets. It looks like the Drifter will have its progression system, and it will be just like what we have in the Railjack system. I'm talking about the Intrinsic point system. Yes, the Drifter will have intrinsics, and it will be divided into 4 classifications. One is for riding, the other is for combat. There's also the opportunity intrinsic, and lastly, the endurance intrinsic. So what do these intrinsic do to our Drifter? So first off, the riding intrinsic. This intrinsic completely revolves around your Orokin horse, and once you unlock this intrinsic, you will gain access to different quality of life improvements in your horse, as well as support buffs and even fast travel, which is probably the best part and why you should unlock this first. Digital Extremes said that the plains of Duviri is vast, and it would be wise to have some instant travel so you can traverse quickly from one point to another. I also see some interesting horse abilities that you can unlock from the intrinsic, like the horse protection mechanic, as well as the war cry. Most probably, there will be a few horse battles with Dax horsemen in the plains, and this will prove to be helpful for this scenario. Next, we got the opportunity intrinsic, which is probably the luck of your Drifter getting more weapons, boons, and Warframe choices. In some of the most recent trailers that we have for Duviri Paradox, Digital Extremes featured the flexibility of the Drifter while playing in the Duviri open world. Most of the time, we see the Drifter in trailers holding weapons like guns and melee, riding horses, and in the reveal during TennoCon, they have teased about the new boon system and that Drifter will be able to access Warframes in the plains through multiple frame statues. The opportunity intrinsic will allow us to gain access to better weapons, Warframes, and boons across the plains of Duviri. Another intrinsic that will be available for the Drifter is endurance. Basically, this is all about survivability for your Drifter. The first intrinsic is promising, as it gives health per active boons, and I'm kind of curious how many boons can we have in our Drifter. The health per headshot though is kind of weak, and maybe they want to buff it, but this is still placeholder and we don't know yet how high the level of enemies will scale in the plains of Duviri. The lack of confidence buff is also intriguing, and I wonder what it will do. Also, I don't know what the endurance placeholder will affect. Will it increase the armor or will it be stamina based for Drifters? If all these leaks are true, then we will find that out in the next dev stream, which is intended to showcase more about Duviri Paradox. And lastly, we got the combat intrinsic, which involves the damage boost part for our Drifter. I see some weapon stat enhancement, as well as damage boost to our Drifter here, but I don't think the duration of these buffs will cut it. Somehow, I wish Digital Extremes will extend it longer than 3 seconds, as it would be super irritating to cast abilities over and over again to get the buff. But then again, we are not sure about the level scaling in the plains of Duviri. Overall, if these Drifter intrinsic leaks are true, I am very impressed with what Digital Extremes did, adding a progression system within our Drifter so we have something to look forward to aside from the main quest of Duviri Paradox. The level progression in our Drifter allows us to give more interest to our Drifter than just rush into finishing the whole Duviri Paradox. If there's one thing I would like to suggest, is if somehow the level scaling of enemies in Duviri Paradox can go up to Steel Path levels, then I hope that we have more duration on the buffs on our Drifter, as it's very annoying to perform a specific move set every time just to keep a 3 seconds buff. Just saying. In the meantime though, take all of these with a grain of salt, as these are just placeholder leaks and we will find out more in the next dev stream. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.